Are you Ashley Robbins?
Yes.
Ms. Robbins, you are now charged with yet another case.
Predates the prior officer.
How many times she missed court here? Connor, come on up.
Hey, Judge.
I know she's your client, right?
Yes, on the ball holder case. Yes. So
He just missed once on June.
what happened, Judge, is there was a complaint filed recently about a case that was 2 years ago. And then on that day, we reset her to get her here, and she was unable to make it on that day. And then she forfeited. So then she got rearrested, and then we're here today.
So the possession case was from April, and then right after that one, she picks up a burglar of a motor vehicle.
The DMV is from 2022, but the complaint wasn't filed until one day until the statute of limitations ran.
Yeah, you're right. Have we found probable cause on it? Do you know?
I don't think so, Judge.
So, Ms. Robbins, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. You're also charged with possession of a controlled substance. You're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on both of those cases. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, man. So I guess start with the burglary case if you don't mind.
Officers conducted a follow-up investigation and found that on May 23rd, 2024, the defendant had been identified as entering the complaining witness's car without her consent. Officers spoke with the business owner, who provided a video and photos of the incident, which were then matched with the defendant's Facebook photos, which was provided by the complaining witness. The video showed the defendant entering the passenger side of the complaining witness's vehicle, removing items, and getting into another car. And I apologize, Your Honor, it was wrong date in the summary, but it's 2022.
So that is because I was, okay. Did they get the property back? Now, can we go ahead on the other case? Do you mind?
Officers conducted a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, because the vehicle had a headlight out. The officer asked the driver for consent to search the vehicle. Consent was given. While searching the vehicle, the officer located a black purse that belonged to the defendant, who was the passenger of the vehicle. The officer asked the defendant for consent to search the purse, and the defendant gave consent. Upon searching the purse, the officer located a Rexall pill bottle that contained 2 white pills that had the imprint of M367 on it. The officer, from his training and experience, identified the pill as hydrocodone pills and detained the defendant, and the total weight was 1.3 grams.
And I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with both of your cases. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication, and not to have any contact with the complaining witnesses in the burglary case. Do you understand your conditions? If you violate these conditions, if you consume alcohol or dope, I'm going to put you in jail. If you show me that you can't stop, I will put you in a rehab facility. Do you understand? So you can either do it your way. If that doesn't work, we will do it my way. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Just for reference, what is the name of the complaining witness?
It is James Whitehouse.
So Tracy, if you can do the conditions on the burglary case, please. No weapons, no alcohol, no drugs, no contact with the complaining witness. Ms. Robbins, it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Connor. He will tell you when you have court. I'm not going to put up with any flight. You take off on it, you don't show up again. You will be, you will not get any more PR bonds. You understand, man? The only thing we're asking you to do is come back and stay out of trouble and don't use anything you're not supposed to use. All right. For now, I'm going to have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset, and then you'll meet with Tracy for your bond conditions. All right. Thanks, Connor.
Sure.
Ms. Yonker, you had an assault family member with us. You've now picked up the violation of a protective order, and they filed it as a felony. You're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. I don't know what happened. I'd like to know. That's why I brought you out, because you're still on bond in our case, and I want to know whether that could be yanked or not. I don't know what happened, but can you please?
HPD was dispatched just before 1 a.m. on July 4th to the Belfort condos in Harris County, Texas. The complaining witness is the defendant's former boyfriend. The complaining witness has a protective order prohibiting the defendant from having harassing or threatening contact with him and prohibiting her from being within 200 feet of the defendant's residence at Belfort. The complaining witness states that the defendant showed up at his home and began kicking and banging on his door for approximately 3 minutes. When officers made contact with the defendant, she stated she had come to pick up her belongings. This is the second violation, and the defendant had previously returned to the complaining witness residence on July 2nd.
So they caught her at the place? Do you know or no? No. Point, Ms. Yonker, you're gonna get it. You can't just continue to do what you're doing. That's why we have, fun. It's not, but I'm now gonna revoke your bond in our case as well. And I'm gonna raise it up to 5,001. First, I would have you talk to Carl to see whether that's something that you should, because I don't want you to say something. I've got a bunch of DAs here, Ms. Yonker, and I don't want you to say something that's gonna further, case as it is.
Your Honor, if I may.
Of course.
Ms. Yonker, I visited with her when I was assigned to her case. I told her, and she understood not to go over there to her residence without escort by police authority to get her property back. However, she did text me and call me a couple of days thereafter telling me that Mr. Stone, who's the complaining witness, had thrown her property or belongings in the Dempsey dumpster nearby and that she couldn't come and get it. She apparently did go by there to try to get her property back on the July 2nd date, which is about the same time period that we're talking about. He received text or phone call from a third party to go by there to get her belongings. And that's when
No one can authorize you to violate this.
he can't, and the only.
And what is so, property is so important that you're willing to risk going to jail and up to 10 years. Have some kind of disco ball that's made of gold? What's so important?
The thing is, but I was under the impression that the cops were there and he said.
That poof and magic, the cops are just gonna show up. You know what they say about assumptions, Ms. Yonker? Unless you call them and make an arrangement for them to meet you there, they're not gonna magically appear like.
Hours for them to come to me, and I almost ended up in jail. I need all the cop cams of everything pulled. I don't know why the ending of the report doesn't tell you what really happened when I pulled up to the thing with him, because he called me and told me that I could
Not even
get my
supposed to have
stuff.
contact with him.
Yes, sir.
I told you, if he calls you, hang up. If he texts you, do not reply. We tell you these things to put you on notice of what you can and can't do.
Yes, sir.
At the very minimum, you could have called a friend and had them go get the stuff for you if it's that important to you. And now, do you have anyone that's going to post the money for you?
She's got a $30,000 bond for felony court, so I don't anticipate, I've been in contact with several people, but nobody's been forthcoming and close to a $30,000 bond.
I was out on bond, and he hired my bond yesterday because I don't ever.
Isn't she you're from another state as well, right?
No, she's not.
Because of him.
And Jefferson County is kind of another state almost, but not quite.
Yeah.
Oh, aren't you not from another state?
She's from Beaumont.
But I talked to court when everybody was talking, so he raised my bond. I didn't know this was a talk because I was asking a question, because at the end of the report it doesn't say everything that really happened, because I was not caught on the
It
property.
doesn't matter. That's the thing. You cannot justify violating a court order. You either do or you don't.
Yes, sir.
That's it. So I'm going to revoke it, sitting at 5,001. If you're able to make the bond upstairs, or if they reduce it or something like that, come back, talk to me. But I'm issuing a protective order now, right now. I want you to understand, if you violate this, or if you violate this now, they will hold you at zero bond. No bond. Would be very, very careful. Means no, Ms. Yonker.
I understand.
I hope you get it now.
I didn't with the felony charge.
You're going to revoke it, you raise it only to 1,000, opposed to 5,000, because she already has a $30,000 bond.
I'll do 2501.
Thank you, Judge.
And then you let me know if she's.
We need some relief thereafter, if she's able to get some relief from the felony.
I'm not happy with you, Ms. Jackson. You have a bond violation. You were ordered not to consume alcohol. You were ordered to get a device and blow into the device, and you're trying to fool us. What's this look of bewilderment that you have? Mr. Slider?
Judge, I met with Ms. Jackson yesterday. She's acknowledged that she made a few mistakes. Wants court to give her another chance. Says she will comply with the rules of the monitoring.
Her attitude tells me something completely different.
Let her just tell you directly.
No, sir. I think what I explained to my attorney yesterday is I believe that I may have a problem and I didn't get the opportunity to need additional support. I acknowledge that.
So something has to change because what we're doing now is not working.
Yes, sir.
So what has to change? What are we going to do?
I need support. I need to go to some type of meetings in order to help me with my urges, honestly. I'm a single mother. I do things. I recently just moved. I said I've been trying to grow in my life, and in that I've been stressed a little bit, and that's what's causing me to consume.
How many kids you got?
I have one child.
How old is that child?
He's 9.
I see that child.
Me, full custody.
What happens if you go to jail?
His father would take him. I don't think he would like that, though.
Let me ask you this. Do you get along with the father?
I do.
Do you have a custody support arrangement or
So
what?
we just co-parent.
I would advise her maybe start trying to go to AA.
No, it's not going to start. It's going to happen. And I want 90 AAs in 90 days. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. And I want to see that you've got 14 done. And if you don't have it done, guess what's going to happen?
Go to jail.
Correct. And I'm now modifying your conditions. I'm giving you 1 day and I'm going to put an ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. I'm going to modify the conditions with a scram on her ankle so I know that she's not trying to fool us again.
She'll turn in the current flow device and put the scram.
Correct. If you fool me one more time, if you try to play me for a fool, you will go to jail. I will not give you any more chances. The only way that you will remain out now is if you're doing AA classes on a daily basis to prove to me that you're trying to take a proactive approach to staying sober. But the next time you will go to jail, I will hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab facility. And I'll do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand, Miss Jackson?
Yes, sir.
That's what you have waiting for you. And I don't care where you come up here and try to say where the alcohol came from. I don't care if it's a tequila lollipop, a buccal swab. I don't care if it's isopropyl, hair dye. I've heard it all, and I will not entertain any excuses from you. Mouthwash, I don't care. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So let's reset this thing 2 weeks from today. She has 1 day to get these, or she has until Monday to get the scram device on her ankle.
The court will pay for that, Judge.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you excuse, Judge?
Sure. Good morning, Ms. Roberson. Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed.
On July 7th, 2024 at 3:30 a.m., officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard call. Upon arrival, we spoke with a witness who said that he saw the defendant in the front driver's seat of the car. He was traveling northbound on West Loop North Feeder, and her vehicle was parked in the middle of a moving lane of traffic. He got out, he called to check on the driver, and she was in the driver's seat, engine running. The front passenger side of the defendant's vehicle was inoperable, and officers observed an odor of alcohol on the breath and the defendant to have poor balance. Officers observed dash cam footage from the witness, which showed the defendant's vehicle and the defendant exiting the vehicle. The defendant's demeanor was angry, and she had bloodshot eyes. Officers spoke with the defendant, who said that she was traveling home from a restaurant. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, 6 of 6 on the HGN, 6 of 8 on the walk and turn, and 4 of 4 on the one-leg stand. The IC was read, breath was declined, and blood was drawn pursuant to a warrant.
Was there an accident? Just stopped in a moving lane of traffic. Was she, wait.
Not clear.
Yeah, it's the way they wrote that report was like being in a drive-through.
Same questions I had. When the officer arrived, she was not inside the vehicle, Your Honor. They're basing the will witness on this witness that called and asked for the officer to be.
Find something differently. You can always reapproach on PC.
I will, Your Honor.
Happy to do it.
You know I will be also now.
Yeah. So, Ms. Roberson, find probable cause to go forward with your case now. Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir. It's in my mom's name, my insurance.
Not in your mom's name. You have to be named on the policy.
Yes, sir.
If you are not named on the policy where your name actually is listed and which car you're protected with, you're not allowed to drive, man. Until I know that, I'm going to bar you from driving. If you can show me today that you're listed as on the policy, then I'll allow you to drive. So it's very easy. All you have to do is go to an app or the
Yes, sir.
website and find out. So I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds.
And Your Honor, if I may, she lives in Dallas. She was just down here working for the weekend. Is it possible we can just do tests only when she
So
appears
no, not for now.
rather than random?
What we'll do is you will be called for random testing. You must go to a Quest diagnostic, get the test done there, get it to Brock, and he will get it to us. If you just blow us off, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. But going to a Quest, so I'm making it to where you don't have to come back to Houston to test. I will waive your appearance, so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you have to stay in touch with Brock.
Yes, sir.
And when you do get called for a test, go to a Quest diagnostic, test there, get the result to them, and then that'll satisfy us here. Any questions? Okay. For now, have you signed an affidavit that you're not to drive? After that, we'll get you to Victoria Sign and Reset. After that, you'll get a trace of your bond condition. After that, you're free to go. If you show me that she's got insurance, then I'll rip up the affidavit.
I have it to you, if not today, by Monday at the latest. So thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day. Bye.
Why are you laughing?
It's not the same as doing it home.
Every day in Harris County, someone dies from a DWI, Mr. Asik Chen. Every day, someone dies from a DWI. And here you are with 2 open DWIs. What on earth gives you the right to endanger my people? All you have to do is stay home. And if you'd stay home, if you must get out, take a freaking Uber or walk. Now you will learn the hard way because you will be deported. In life, when you do things the right way, you are rewarded. For you, that means wherever you get deported to, if you want to come back to the United States, ask for permission first. Because if you come back without permission and you are caught, you will be facing 5 years in minimum in a federal prison. And if you thought this was bad, wait till you get to federal prison. Because I'm going to tell you, with both of your DWIs that you have now, if a police catches you, they will be chomping at the bit for you. All we want are our streets to be safe. I'm not asking for much. You've worked out an agreement now where they're going to dismiss one of the DWIs and you are pleading to the other one. Understand from now on, if you are ever in a car and you get stopped, the first thing an officer will do is they will look up your criminal history. They will look to see that you have at least 2 DWIs on your record. Do you think that they're going to be nice to you? No. Right. They'll never be nice to you from now on. And that's because of your criminal history. Never. Even if you've had a sip of alcohol, don't get into a car and drive because you will be right back over here. From now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. And every time you go to jail, you will get an ICE detainer. Don't get into a car. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, front and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charged, represented for court. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. You can never take it off. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated? Guilty or not guilty? Is it or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above, Mr. Asik Chen? Okay. Which one are we on? The first one or the second? And then the other one will be dismissed. Okay. How do you plead offense, Mr. Asik Chen? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will send you to 3 days in jail. I will give you credit for one, although you have many more days. He's got many more. But I'm going to suspend your license for 2 years. I'm sorry, for a year. Do not drive until you get a license. Ask for permission before you come back to this country. Otherwise, you can be doing many years in federal prison. Good luck. Thanks, Ruben. Thanks, Ruben. Ronaldo Perez, what have you done now? You've picked up another case. You were on bond for theft. You've now picked up a Class A driving with a false ID or a false license. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. And this is your second fraudulent identity case. So we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On July 5th, 2024, officers conducted surveillance on the defendant who had a felony warrant for fraud use of identifying information. Officers contacted him to inform him that another officer would meet with him regarding an unrelated incident. Plainclothes officers observed the defendant waiting in the parking lot. Uniformed officers met him and asked him for his identifying information, and he presented a Dominican passport with his name, date of birth, and photo. Officers detained him and searched him, and an inventory search turned up a wallet, keys, 2 phones, and a Texas driver's license with the name Aurelio Valdez, date of birth 7/20/1993, and a credit card that did not belong to him. The credit card had a common name, and the bank was closed down. The driver's license had no watermarks, blurred font / photo, and no holographic images, no mini photo, no ghost image of the Lone Star State symbol, and the defendant had his own photo on the card. Defendant said that he uses the ID for work.
Perez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. And now I'm going to revoke your bond on your first case, and you will be staying with us. Goes with you. Are you Mr. Rivera Araujo?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
July 6, 2024, at 10:30 p.m., officers were investigating a parking lot takeover in a strip mall parking lot.
200?
Participating in the parking lot takeover, officers observed a white Ford Mustang perform 2 to 3 donuts inside the parking lot and burn out within 5 feet of a large crowd. Officers conducted a traffic stop and identified the defendant by his Texas driver's license. Stated he performed the action because he was at the car meet, and he also had a front passenger.
Mr. Rivera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
I am resident. I have the green card.
You have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm now use the condition of your bond not to participate in any more street takeovers, donuts, reckless driving, burnouts, racing, whatever it may be. If I find that you participate in this kind of action again, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, and take your driving privileges away from you permanently. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No more. Can you file those conditions, please? Okay. We are to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer, Mr. Rivera. I will do everything in my power to protect every single person of Harris County, Mr. Rivera. If that means putting you in jail because you continue to do foolish things on the road, so be it. I have no problem setting your bond extremely high. Go to Victoria, sign the reset. After that, you will take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and then you'll be free on your way. Is it Velasco Perez, Victoria?
Page 31, Morales.
No, yeah, sorry, that's it. Let's just do this one and we can look it up in a minute. You ready? This is Velasco Morales. Mr. Velasco Morales, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews. If you cannot afford one, one will point it to you, sir.
On July 7th, 2024, at 2:39 a.m., a witness flagged down an officer regarding a vehicle stuck in a drainage ditch. The vehicle was inoperable and had front engine. The vehicle was running but in park. The defendant had slurred speed, glossy eyes, an odor of alcohol on the breath, and he admitted to operating the vehicle. The defendant was in possession of the keys and ID as the defendant by his previous mugshot. While detaining the defendant, an off-duty sheriff spoke with officers and stated he observed the vehicle pull into the mud district building driveway before slowly rolling into the ditch. The defendant admitted to having two 24-ounce Coronas at his house and was on the way to get tacos. Standard field sobriety test was conducted. HGN was a 6 of 6. Walk and turn was a 6 of 8. One leg stand was a 2 of 4. DIC was red. Breath was a .194 and a .198.
Ready to be on?
No, Your Honor.
Looks like he just has a prior evading arrest. For Velasco Morales, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission?
With permission?
What type of permission? What type of?
Work.
La intervention. Understand, it can be revoked at any time. The more criminal cases you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of that happening. Do you have a Texas driver license?
Texas? Yes.
Can you run his license, please? I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you.
That's it for
If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you have permission or not. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter to me. The only thing that you need to understand is that if you go to jail and there's any problem with your immigration paperwork, they will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck in jail until everything is over. That means you'll sit in jail for at least 9 months. If you do not want that to happen, don't violate these conditions. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Trace for your bond conditions, then we'll get you out of here. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
Logan was unable to see driver's license for the defendant.
Okay, let's just have him take you to the jury box for now. Stephen, in the jury box. Stephen, is it Mr. Asamoah? Mr. Asamoah, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
On July 4th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle who ran a red light. They observed the driver to have red glossy eyes and the smell of marijuana. The defendant admitted to smoking marijuana and said that he left a pool party and was going to a liquor store to buy alcohol. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, 0 of 6 on the HGN, 5 of 8 on the walk and turn, and 3 of 4 on the one leg stand. The officer was also a certified A-ride and conducted an A-ride test. He stimulated 30-second count. Defendant correctly estimated 30 seconds but swayed at 12. The defendant's eyes did not converge on the lack of convergence test. The modified Romberg, the defendant's eyelids trembled, and finger to nose, the defendant was unable to consistently touch the tip of his nose with the tip of his index finger, touching instead his upper lip and above his nose. The defendant stated he was a 3 or 4 out of 10, with 10 being completely high, and stated he would still be comfortable driving a school bus of kids in his case. DIC was red, blood warrant was executed, and blood was drawn.
So they did the DRE then. Any prior DWIs? Mr. Asamoah, how old are you, sir?
19.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, just trying to work to go to college.
Did you graduate high school?
I graduated.
Okay. It's time for you to do something. You either need to get a full-time job or get into school full-time. I'm not going to let you be out here doing nothing all day, smoking weed and playing Xbox. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm going to test you 30 days from today. You test positive for marijuana, what do you think is going to happen? Right. As long as you stop smoking as starting today, you will be fine in 31 days. You'll notice that you will get tested. That's it. There's no excuse. If you hang with dogs, you're going to get fleas. I will not accept the excuse that, oh, I'm in a car and there's other people smoking dope and I didn't smoke. I don't care where you're going, who you're with. You test positive, you're going to stay with me. I will have you apply for an appointed lawyer today, Mr. Asama. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks. And I want you to show me what you have done to get a full-time job. If you've done nothing, life's not going to go well for you. You understand, sir? Okay. I order you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will randomly test you. You test positive for alcohol. Likewise, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. That's it. You have a Texas driver license. You are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. The worst possible thing you can do in this short life is get in a car and drive, because you do, facing a contempt hearing, up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. So I'll give him an application, deputy, please, for an appointed lawyer. So first we get 2 weeks back, and then another 2 weeks after that to come and take a drug test. And then I'll make a notation now so we don't forget. Good morning, Mr. Madexo. You're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. They can or will be used against you. Right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
On June 30th, 2024, officers responded to an intoxicated person call for service where the defendant was taken into custody for public intoxication. While the defendant was being transported, he became belligerent in the backseat of the marked patrol unit by screaming and kicking his feet against the partition. The defendant proceeded with erratic behavior and slammed his head against the partition, causing a laceration on his forehead. The officers removed the defendant from the backseat of the patrol unit to help prevent further self-harm, and the defendant, who was placed on the ground, proceeded to actively resist arrest by repeatedly kicking his feet and rocking his body side to side, making it difficult for officers to control. During that time, one of the officers performed a wrist lock technique in an attempt to control the defendant. The defendant continued to resist, causing injury to the right ring finger of the officer as it got trapped between the defendant and the ground. An additional assisting unit arrived and police were able to restrain the defendant.
Sir, I'm going to find that there's probably cause to go forward with your case. You know, a lot of priors. I wonder how many of those priors are related to just that very fact of alcohol and or dope, you know? Some people, when they get lit, they become happy like little bunnies jumping in the woods. And then there are those that turn into what? Right. Got to be careful, man. Life's way too short. Just
2 more days, know that I would have been in rehab. I was already volunteering to go into rehab so I can have housing.
It's always a shoulda, coulda, woulda. Now is the time, though, Mr. Madexo. It's going to happen now. No more alcohol, no more dope. Do you still want to do that?
Yes, sir. It's Senate Court. It's in Dearborn.
I want to see it happen.
Yes,
we're
sir.
going to either do it your way or we're going to do it my way. And I promise you, you're not going to like the way that I do it. I will give you the one opportunity to do it yourself. And I'm going to tell you now, if it doesn't happen, we're going to do it my way. You're not going to like my way. You understand? I'm going to give you a lawyer today, and we will work out how we're going to do the logistics today. No more alcohol, no more dope. You understand, sir? Now, I don't think he's on probation, right? Did he get early terminated from that probation? I'm showing he's on deferred for building, but I think he may have gotten
Terminated, Judge.
Okay, that's the thing.
I don't know why it stays on there like that.
The problem is the more you get into trouble with law enforcement, the more they're going to harass you and harangue you about it. You know what I mean? So look, I'm going to give you a lawyer today. Let's figure out how we're going to go from here. No more alcohol, no more dope. Okay. Sorry about it. Okay. Let's just, I'm going to have you first go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then I'm going to have you take you to the jury box while I find you someone. Okay? All right. Mr. Sager, sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one to you, sir. Okay.
On July 7th, 2024, at 1:25 a.m., officers responded to a minor accident call for service and met with a complaining witness who was stopped on the on one of the eastbound main lanes of the East Freeway. As the complaining witness was stopped, the defendant struck her from the rear on the left side of her vehicle. The complaining witness advised she saw the defendant drive and he was the sole occupant, and she saw him exit the driver's side door. The witness advised that the defendant began to apologize to her, and during the conversation he mentioned he was intoxicated. She recorded a voice memo of this. Officers observed the defendant to have a strong odor of alcohol on the breath, wet red eyes, and refused to answer any questions or participate in the standardized field sobriety test. The IC was read, blood, warrant was obtained, and blood was drawn.
See if he has any prior DWIs, please.
Yes, sir.
Sager. Mr. Sager, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? Okay, as long as you have that and a license, you can drive. No more alcohol, no more dope. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming either, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to first have you come up to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll eventually get with trace-free bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go. Don't pick up any new cases. Don't drive unless you have a license and insurance, and above all else, no alcohol, no dope. You understand? Okay, come on. Good morning, Mr. Fleischer. Sir, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with possession of marijuana and unlawful carrying of a weapon while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail on the intoxication case, and you're facing up to 6 months in jail on the weed case. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On July 5th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop for an expired registration sticker. The vehicle was slow rolled until it came to a parking lot of a Shell gas station. Upon contact, officers smelled the odor of marijuana and gray smoke emit from the vehicle. The defendant was the driver. A probable cause search located a black Ruger pistol behind where the radio screen is. The gun was loaded with a bullet in the chamber. In a small storage bin under the steering wheel was 13.37 grams of marijuana in a saran wrapped bag. And the defendant admitted to owning the pistol, but said he did not know there was marijuana because it's his girl's car.
He's driving? So you charge him with unlawful carrying of a weapon while intoxicated, but he's not charged with the DWI, and he's charged with the weed. What's the sense in that? Did you see this? Look at Swayzer. It's okay. He's in a car.
Okay.
He's driving.
Okay.
They charge him possession of marijuana. They charge him with unlawful carrying of a weapon while intoxicated, but it's not a DWI. I don't understand. I mean, how do we get how they find intoxication?
There was no standardized field.
Judge, we charge him with the UCW while possessing marijuana. If you look at the charging instrument, it's just straight UCW. We didn't charge him. I know it's titled that in the thing, but if you look at the charging instrument, it's just,
Because it shows here while intoxicated.
it's showing like that on my end, but the charging instrument itself is straight UCW. So
I can't get anything to work. Is yours? Is deeds down for you? Can you pull up the charging instrument? Because I can't pull it up here on Swayzer. On the intoxication. Mr. Swayzer, the system's not working, and I want to make sure that we don't overcharge you. So for now, just take a seat for me in the juror box. When I get it working again, I'll pull you back out. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On July 6th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a traffic hazard regarding a stalled vehicle on Broadway. Upon arrival, officers met with a witness who stated he called 911 as he found the defendant passed out behind the wheel of a vehicle. The witness advised that the defendant was in the driver's seat and the sole occupant, and the keys were in the ignition and the car was on. Officers woke the defendant, and after the defendant exited the vehicle, officers observed a strong odor of alcohol on the breath. The defendant stated he drank 3 Coronas. Standard field sobriety test was conducted. HGN was a 6 of 6. Walk and turn was a 0 of 8. One leg stand was a 0 of 4. PIC was read. Breath was refused. and a blood warrant was executed and blood was drawn.
Sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission? What type of permission do you have?
Resident?
You are a resident.
Yes, sir.
But you still don't have a Texas driver license. You do have a license. Do you have liability insurance in your name?
My father.
Okay. Before we allow you to drive, Mr. Landaverde, I want you to 100% be sure that you have insurance. Mr. Reyes, do you mind checking to make sure that he's covered? If you are covered under the insurance, I will allow you to drive. Understand, you are not a citizen. The more criminal cases you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of that residency being revoked. They can revoke it at any time. The more criminal cases, the more likelihood that's going to happen. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If I find that there are, or that you're consuming alcohol or doing anything you're not supposed to, I will put you in jail. You're not a United States citizen, and I don't know if you're a resident or not. But if there's any problem with your paperwork and you go to jail and immigration finds you, they will put a detainer on you, sir. So I would be very careful. I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Reyes, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. You understand? If he tells me that you're playing games, that you're not responding to phone calls or text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Okay, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you'll get retraced for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a great day.
You too. Franklin Kosh Tambriz.
Yes.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail because of the high blow. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
On July 4th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a crash call. They spoke with a witness who advised that the defendant ran the red light and struck her. Witness observed the defendant get out of the driver's side door after the collision, and officers made contact with the defendant and observed blood.
It's too loud, please.
The officers observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of alcohol on the breath. The defendant admitted to drinking 2 Modelo's. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, 6 of 6 on the HGN, 2 of 8 on the walk and turn, 3 of 4 on the one leg stand. GIC was read, breath was consented to, and it was a .168 and a .160. The defendant was ID'd by his Guatemalan ID card.
Do you have any prior DWIs? Any other criminal history? Okay. Mr. Tambriz, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. What happens if you go to jail?
I wouldn't like that.
What do you say?
I wouldn't like that.
Don't tell him. I want him to think, Robert. What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Kosh Tambriz?
I have family.
Look at me. What happens if you go to jail? Piense. What happens if you go to jail? Any idea how long you will sit in jail waiting for immigration to do what they're going to do? Take a guess. How long you'll sit there? You will be there for a minimum of 6 months. So if you have anyone here that depends on you, it's not going to happen. They might look to other people, other places that you may not like for support if you're gone for 6 to 9 months in custody. I'm putting conditions on your bond now, Mr. Tambriz. Do not violate these conditions. This is the only warning that you're going to get from me. You violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. Do not drive. You do not have a Texas driver license. Therefore, you may not drive. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Gallegos. He will tell you when you have to come back to court. Mr. Gallegos tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games. I will issue a warrant for your arrest likewise. Do not drive, do not drink, and stay in contact with your lawyer. You understand, there's no excuse. All you have to do is show up and don't drink and don't drive. And good things will happen for you. I'm going to have you come up here. You will swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I want to get you to Victoria to sign a reset. You will then go to to Tracy, where we'll have you sign your bond conditions, and then you'll be on your way. This is the only friendly warning that you're going to get from me, sir. Take it how you will, but you will not get another one. Come on. Thanks, Robert.
Raymond, and this is Herman's case. I'm here for him
That's
because
it.
he's out of town.
All right.
Okay?
Are you Mr. Juarez Chavez? Mr. Juarez Chavez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
On July 6, 2024, at approximately 1:14 a.m., officers conducted a traffic stop on a truck crossing the lane divider. Defendant was ID'd by bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, an odor of alcohol on the breath, unsteady on his feet, and the defendant was swaying. Standard field sobriety test was conducted. HGN was a 6 of 6. Walk and turn was an 8 of 8. One leg stand was a 3 of 4. Before securing the defendant in the backseat of the patrol vehicle, they discovered 0.35 grams of a white powdery substance, cocaine, in a small plastic baggie in his right front jeans pocket.
I don't see that they've charged him yet with it, I guess, huh?
They have
And then
PCS and, yes.
Angel Juarez Chavez.
Oh, okay. Sorry, looking at Juarez Hernandez. This is Juarez Chavez. Sorry. I see it. Okay. Yep.
He was read, the defendant consented to breath, and it was a .243 and a .237.
Ready to be honest. Okay. Mr. Juarez Chavez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without.
What happens if you go to jail?
I don't know.
Think. What happens if you go to jail?
Go to Mexico?
You know how long you will sit in jail for immigration to do whatever they're going to do? You will sit there for about 6 months at a minimum, perhaps 9 months, perhaps a year, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do to you. You were lucky to get out of jail one time. If you press your luck, you go back for any extended time whatsoever. Immigration will put a detainer on you. You will be stuck like Chuck in jail until all these cases are over with. And I'm going to tell you now, nothing fast happens in Harris County except resets. Do you understand? I'm putting conditions on your bond now. You violate these conditions, I'm going to put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. You do not have a Texas driver license, so I'm ordering you not to drive whatsoever. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me that you're not going to drive, and I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care if you need groceries, there's a burning building and you have to save a cat. I don't care. You drive, I'm going to put you in jail, and you may be there for a long time. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. You will be called upon to come and provide a sample to us at some point. If you blow us off, you will go to jail, Mr. Juarez Chavez. Don't push your luck again. You have a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with them. They will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me that they can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Understand me? Do not drive, do not consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and stay in contact with counsel. You will not get another warning from me. So take it how you will. We'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria to sign a reset. After that, you'll get your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Ask him. I don't know. But that's why he takes the big bucks. You, Jocelyn Juarez Hernandez.
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, ma'am.
July 6, 2024, at 1:51 a.m., officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle for running. Officers made contact with the driver, who identified herself by her Mexican passport. Officers observed a strong odor of alcohol on the breath. She said that she had 2 Michelob Ultras before driving. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, 6 of 6 on the HGN, 2 of 4 on the one-leg stand, and she refused the walk and turn. DIC was read, EAC was a .165 and a .165.
All right, guys. No criminal history or what?
No criminal history.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, how old are you, ma'am?
23 years old,
What do you do for a living?
cleaning houses.
Are you a United States citizen?
Still in the answer? No,
Are you in this country with or without permission, ma'am?
no permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
What would
What happens if you go to jail?
happen? I don't know what happens.
I'm going to ask you again, are you in this country with or without permission? What happens if you go to jail?
They would send me to Mexico?
Right. You will get an ICE detainer. You will sit in jail until immigration is done with you. It will take 6 to 9 months for them to do anything that they're going to do, and you sit in jail waiting for that to happen. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate these conditions that we put on you now. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, I will put you in jail. You are not allowed to drive. You do not have a Texas driver license. I am now making that a condition as well. Do not drive. You will be signing a promise with me. This is an affidavit, Ms. Juarez Hernandez, that you're not to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. Do not drive. There's no quicker way for you to go to jail. You understand? Okay, you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am? Okay, we'll give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I will have you speak to a lawyer today. First, I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. You'll get to Victoria, sign a reset, and then she will give you an application for an appointed lawyer, and I will take a look at it. How many more Spanish speakers do you have?
3 more.
I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to stop with Spanish for a while. Are you Mr. Olverio? Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On July 6, 2024, at 8 a.m., officers were dispatched to a suspicious event call.
Did you say 8 a.m.?
Yes, Your Honor. Upon arrival, they observed a vehicle disabled in a moving lane of traffic with the defendant sleeping on the pavement next to the vehicle. The defendant had an odor of alcohol on the breath and bloodshot eyes. He had a calm demeanor and slurred speech. There were 2 beer bottles in the back right passenger floor, one unopened and the other one had approximately 8 ounces remaining. The vehicle was registered to the defendant and the defendant was ID'd by his California driver's license and El Salvador passport. The defendant admitted to driving the vehicle and stated he was driving home from a friend's house in Rosenberg and had been driving approximately 30 minutes before parking his car, falling asleep. The defendant stated he had 5 beers at his friend's house. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, 6 of 6 on the end, 0 of 8 on 4 of 8 on the walking turn, and 0 of 4 on the one-leg stand. DIC was read, breath was a .138 and a .133. No, Your Honor, just 1 possession out of California with an unknown, just as controlled substance.
Okay, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You understand? Are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you a resident? Do you have permission to be here or no permission?
Not yet.
So are you in this country with the...
No, por el momento no tengo. I don't have any.
If you go to jail and immigration finds you, they're going to put a detainer on you. You will be stuck like Chuck in jail for the next 6 to 9 months waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do to you. Behave yourself while you're out in the free world. Otherwise, I will take it away from you. Do not drive. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me that you're not going to drive unless we know that you have a Texas driver license. You're not allowed to drive. Do you understand, sir?
I understand.
Okay. We're going to set your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, you'll get to Victoria Room, have you sign a reset. You will meet with Tracy for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Show up. Come back. Because if you do not come back, I will issue a warrant. You understand? All we're asking you to do is don't drink, don't use drugs, and do not drive. Understand? Come on. Good morning, Mr. Thompson. Charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
April 15, 2024, complainant defendant Arkansas, Texas. When complainant confronted defendant about taking her car keys, defendant immediately shoved a complainant, so complainant said that she was going to call the police to report that, as well as defendant's past violence towards the complainant. Defendant told complainant he'll be sorry for doing that and then left the scene. Complainant told officers that earlier in the day, complainant threw a rock at defendant's vehicle during an argument. Defendant responded by grabbing complainant by the hair, dragging her up the stairs into the home and throwing her to the ground, causing her to feel pain. Complainant stated that she didn't initially report for fear of retaliation and is now requesting a protective order.
The alcohol mentioned? No? Okay. All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. So she does want a current protective order.
We have completed the RIF this morning, Your Honor, and she wants him to come back home.
What do you think? What's your position?
I would like him to be able to come back to the house. He has no prior assault cases. This is his first domestic violence case. It happened back in April, Judge, 3 months ago, and there hadn't been any issues since then. I'm going to tell him and her to go into some counseling. I think that might be beneficial to the couple. But I do think...
Mr. Thompson, the problem is that I don't know what kind of relationship you have with this person, but if it's a volatile relationship where both of you are constantly at each other's throats, you know, I don't want to talk about the case, right? My only concern is I don't care about past. I care about the future. And if you're someone that loses your temper easily and she knows how to push your buttons, is it a decision to go back? I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to you. I am telling you now that I am going to issue the protective order. The protective order is such that she is now labeled as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence and assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is a stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You can be in possession of a weapon. This usually also comes with a residential restriction, meaning that you cannot go back to the house in question. I will take this off if she's okay with you going back, but everything else in the protective order is stuff that you shouldn't do anyways, right? And understand though, can words violate this statute? Can conduct violate this statute? If I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It most certainly is. So conduct alone in and of itself can violate this protective order. That's why I'm saying I don't know what kind of relationship you have with her, but if it's a kind where you're constantly butting heads, I would be very careful. She knows how to push her buttons and she knows how to contact the DA. All she has to do is say something. Guess who goes to jail? Be careful. That's all I'm saying. So we'll just do a threatening, no harassing contact, no weapons, and that's it.
MOAC will need to be amended. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Right. So I'm going to issue the protective order. We will take out the residential restrictions so you can go back. Just be careful. When was that granted? Let's see. Sure. Yeah. You have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court. But stay in touch with him and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back. Okay? If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant. So just be careful. Stay in contact. You have any questions? Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. You have one other case, Mr. Stewart.
I know. I'm not ready to do that yet. That's going to take.
I've got it.
Please, where's Mr. Stewart?
It should be pretty, it's an address violation. It happened during the storm and he had no power or AC, so he went to his sister's house. And that's the address on the protective order. I'm not sure why it was a restricted address, other than that's where.
I don't know. Can you go do other stuff?
Yeah.
Let me blow through this and yeah, for sure. So let me get this right. You're on a diversion program and you've now picked up a new case. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the one thing we asked you not to do, Mr. Uskanga? Right. And did you do that? We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You're now charged with another misdemeanor, evading arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Please.
On June 30th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a club where a man and woman were denied entry because they were too intoxicated.
A club?
I was going with the group.
Stop. I don't care if you're with the Pope, Mr. Uskanga.
And the man and woman got into an argument. The female fell on the ground multiple times and eventually bit and kicked a police officer. While all this was happening, the defendant kept interacting with her, causing her to be more agitated. Officers asked the defendant multiple times to get back, but he kept encroaching. Due to him being uncooperative, uniformed officers attempted to detain him, and he fled on foot approximately 100 feet before being detained.
He actually came back with us on the court, Judge. They yelled at him and he turned around and came back. That's what he did, run off at first. I'm representing the co-defendant, so kind of idea what happened there.
Mr. Uskonga, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case on the evading arrest case. Guess what's happening to the first case? Stephen, Mr. Uskonga.